Alright, what is up guys? Today is October 8th, 2018, and today I thought I'd do a little video on my 2002 Ford F-150 XL. Now, some of you may have already seen this truck, some of you haven't, but I've actually been making videos with this truck since my dad purchased it in 2016. It's been a couple years, a couple things have changed. I moved out of my dad's, and I needed a vehicle, and he sold it to me. So this is now my truck, and I thought I'd do a video on it, showing you guys some of the changes I've made to it, and some of the issues it's got and stuff like that. But anyway, I'll go over it really quick. It's a pretty good truck. It's got its issues, like I said, but it's a pretty mechanically sound truck, and it's very reliable. Like I said, it's a 2002. It's got it just hit 117,000 miles. I'll go ahead and pop the hood for you guys. I love this hood because it's a hydraulic, has hydraulic lifts on it, so it holds itself up. It has a 4.2 liter V6 engine. Here it is. The engine's in pretty good shape. Something is wrong with it. I don't know exactly what, but there is something wrong with it to where it burns a little bit of oil. So I'm pulling the dipstick on this thing every other day and filling it up with oil probably once every 2 weeks or so. It's burning oil or something like that, even though I don't see it coming out of the tailpipe. My oil level definitely goes down, so I always have to fill it. So something's wrong there, nothing too major. I've had it checked out, and it's not too big of a concern. I'm not going to have it fixed or anything. But it has a new alternator. The alternator went bad on it a couple months ago, so I had my friend and coworkers was actually very nice to stay with me and help me put a new alternator in. So new alternator. The other thing I thought I'd mention really quick is this truck does have another mechanical issue with it that's not too much of a concern, but it does have a service engine light on. Now this light, as of right now, when the engine runs, is not on. I just have the key on, so the light is on, but when I start the engine, it will go off, because I had this thing at the mechanic over the weekend, and they actually reset the check engine light code. So the light's not on for now, but after a couple months, the light will come back on. The code I have on it is a P0174, which indicates the air and fuel mixture is too lean on bank 2. And that light has been on ever since my dad got the truck. It's been the same code. So I'm not exactly sure what it is. There's something wrong with the air and the fuel mixture. But once again, it's something that the mechanic told me. It's something that is going to require a little bit of work and investigation. So it's something he's not going to be able to fix right away. It would take probably a day or so to fully investigate it and figure out what it is. So that's something else. It's not a big deal, but there is a check engine code on this truck, unfortunately. Now, go ahead and take you guys around it. One of the downsides to this truck is it does have a lot of rust. Unfortunately, the body is starting to rust out pretty badly, especially on these corners. It's pretty nasty. And even if I even you can even hear the bed when I get up into when I stand up in the back and I step in this corner or whatever, I can hear cracking. So that's certainly not good, but you know. Some more rust along here, right there, and it's not too bad on this side, but there. And on the inside, it's in pretty good condition on the inside. I just actually took it to the wash, and of course it's already getting some leaves on the inside because it's fall and these leaves are starting to fall. But I thought I'd show you guys what I got on the inside here. like I said, she's got 117,000 miles. This one has the single, this one has the gauge cluster with the speedometer only and not the tachometer. Over here it's got an Alpine UTE-42 BT Bluetooth stereo. This was installed when my dad originally purchased the truck, so I did not install this. I would never actually install something like this. When I get a vehicle, I would prefer it to be as close to stock. I prefer to keep everything stock on it. This is definitely an upgraded radio. I do like the Bluetooth on it a lot, but the only downside to this is it does not have a CD player, which I don't like very much. But it's still a pretty nice stereo, so you know, being that it came with the truck, that's a pretty good deal. So everything else here is what you would expect to see on a 2002 F-150. I thought I'd show you guys a couple of additions that this truck has. Right here I've got my Kenwood NextEdge NX800H UHF two-way radio, which my coworkers installed for me, and I've just got it programmed up for my bus company, the other bus yards in my company. I've got Chicago police on it, so I listen to police, and I've got a bunch of GMRS channels on it and repeaters, which I regularly talk on. I do have a CB. This is a fairly new addition. It does not work yet. I mean, the radio works, but it's not, I don't have a good antenna set up, and I don't have this one wired up yet. It's a Cobra 29 XLR. I got this at an estate sale, complete with the Cricket Camel speaker. So this is all one big assembly. It's got a Cricket Camel speaker, and it has these locks on the side of it, which were on it when I got it. I don't really need to take those off because I'm going to keep it on the speaker, and that'll actually be really nice when I get this thing working. It'll be a lot better sound quality, I'm sure, than the speaker that's on here. So here's my microphone. Someone actually gave me this microphone for free because it didn't come with a microphone, so thank you to that person. Which I have the microphone clip for this over here. And that's about it. Like I said, I have an antenna connected to it, which is on top of the truck, but that will not be the setup. That's not the setup I'm going to be using. I'm going to be getting some permanent mount antennas for this roof eventually, and I don't have a power wire even plugged into it. The power wire I have can work off it's made to work off of the cigarette lighter, but when I plug it into the cigarette lighter, I get all kinds of funky noise on it because it doesn't have a good ground. So the two-way, however, or the UHF, however, is wired right into the fuse box, and will turn on when the key is turned on. And I have the same thing. It's a magnet mount with both of those cords running out of the door, which is a very horrible setup. And then, like I said, CB mic here, and my NX800 mic is here, KMC35. So, and then this is a neat little thing I've got here. This is a cheap apparatus I bought off of eBay. It plugs into your cigarette lighter. It's a splitter, so I've got two cigarette jacks on here, two USB plugs. That one is a USB 2.0, I believe. It has a live voltage monitor on it, and then this thing plugged into it, the cord goes down around there, it goes under the glove box, comes up around there, and that goes to my Vantrue N2 Pro dash cam mount. This is the mount for the camera, and this is the camera right here. I just got this camera recently, and I'm very happy with it. It's a great dash camera, and I don't think I would have purchased anything else. I've been very impressed with it. Great quality, and it records video both out the front, and then that's a camera right there, so it records everything in the cab. And being with how short this truck is, how short the cab in this truck is, it can see everything going on inside the cab and then right out the back window. So and then, if you guys didn't notice, I mean, there's a seat cover in here. This has been on ever since my dad purchased the truck. So, yeah, this is my ride, you know. Let me go ahead and get the key out. I'll turn it on for you guys so you guys can see it. There's key in the on position. There's my radio. And I'll go ahead and, oh, there it is. There's the odometer, 117,000 miles. Just hit that recently. So let me go ahead and start it up for you guys. And there's everything. So there it is. Let me turn on the dash cam too. To turn on the dash cam, this is something I really needed. The reason why I have this splitter is because mainly because it has these switches on it. And the thing is, as you guys can see, I'm getting, now it says 14.4 volts because the voltage is coming from the alternator, which is putting out that much voltage. As you can see, there's my voltage gauge right there. There's a little bit above the middle, which is perfect. So, and the reason why I have this is because this cigarette lighter provides constant power output, and that doesn't work with this camera. So otherwise it'd be recording constantly. So I needed something that I could at least turn the camera on and off with. So this button, I just click it, there's my power, and there's my dash cam. So it's ideal for me. It's not ideal like if someone takes my truck. You know, if I let someone take my truck, you know, the camera's not going to turn on by itself when you start it, which is a shame, but it works for me anyway. Headlights. Something else about this truck, a little glitch it has, is that whenever I turn the headlights on, my odometer goes dim, and the odometer only works half the time. Or at least the backlight on the odometer only works when it feels like it. Sometimes it works great, other times it'll just work on and off. The odometer is always counting like it's supposed to be, but it just doesn't always work the best. Flashers, brights. It doesn't look like my bright indicator's working right now. Sometimes I have to pound on it and the stuff will work. Same thing with the parking brake. If I put the parking brake on, that doesn't always pop on. So seatbelt chime is horrible. I hate it. What else do I have to show you guys? Horn. I'll come outside the truck and show you guys the lights. Tail lights, turn signals. I actually replaced this whole tail light assembly. I went to Victory Auto Records in Bensonville and got a new tail light assembly because the old one was cracked. Oh, there's my bright indicator. Let me show you guys the front lights too. She sounds pretty good. Nice and quiet. Some other things I'll show you guys really quick. This cup holder assembly, I also pulled it off of a junker at Victory Auto Records because the spring on the back of the old one stopped functioning. So that one works as it's supposed to. Push it in, it comes out. Push it in again, it locks into place. The other thing I had to replace on this truck that had never worked since my dad purchased it was the blower motor resistor. Before, when my dad first got this truck, you could turn on the air conditioning or the heat, and you had to have it on high or it wouldn't do anything. Now, the fan works on all speeds. And all I had to do was go to the junkyard, get my ratchet and socket, and get way up under there, under the glove box, and get that blower motor resistor and replace it. So that was a little bit of a pain, but it's a lot better anyway. It's nice to have all fan speeds working, and that'll be nice for the winter when I have the heat on. So I'll show you guys the sound system really quick.
Still nothing. So she always with me.
It works pretty good. That speaker cuts out sometimes, but you know. So there's that. It's a Bluetooth stereo, like I said, so I can connect my phone to it and play music and all that good stuff. Gotta have your air freshener. And I'll rev it up a little bit for you guys too. pop that hood one more time. There she is. I got a couple more things I forgot to show you guys. Here are my antennas. I got my Max Rad magnet mount UHF and my CB. So there's that. And then behind my seat, if I can tilt this thing forward, I got my storage compartments, which I have some extra bulbs and sockets in there, a bag, air fresheners, and Velcro. In here I have my oil, my dipstick rag, and my funnel. Then I got my jumper cables here. And over there I have my emergency triangle kit, courtesy of my school bus company. So, and then I got a couple extra triangles in case I break down on the side of the road. So anyway, that's about all I got to show you guys. Thanks for watching, and that'll be it.